started.
Yeah, let's see.
This Hangout on Air is live.
I got an outline to go on.
Yay. I have your notes and some ideas, but I found the group chat, but there's nobody to chat with.
Nothing's coming up here. Let me try over this. No.
Try this. Here's the link that is on the top of my page on the Hangouts page. Maybe just try going there.
Okay, let me get back to here.
Man,
okay, I'm in Google now.
Right.
Tell me, what do you want me to put in there?
The link, I put it in Skype. Look in Skype. It's a big, nasty one.
Mm-hmm. Copy section.
You see the link in Skype?
Yep. Let me see. Copy link. Yeah, I did. Let me.
Not copy it. Just.
I didn't.
Oh, can you just click on it?
Oh, that's an idea. Yeah, smart. Okay. Choose an account, it says.
Oh. What are the options?
That's what came up. Margie Downing, Doc Downing, and add account.
Which one are you going to choose?
Well, would I add account? Wouldn't that be?
Don't you? No, choose you.
Oh, okay. Sign in. Okay, I guess that's the password. I think that might have done it.
Oh,
you're about to join a Hangout on Air.
Oh my! Well, let's see if it's the right one. We started a couple of them.
Okay, I have read and understand the information.
Good.
Okay. Got it. I think it's coming up. Yep. Member had added Hangout toolbox. Use app. Oh, went away.
Hey, Wing, it's Matt. Hey, I seem to be locked out. I can't get into either my VDI or OWA. Can you double check, please?
Boy, okay. We got too much echo. I can't even understand. Let's get it. Should we get rid of Skype?
Yeah.
Give me 1 second.
Okay, thank you. Yes, we should. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, Skype. Let's close Skype.
Okay, I'm closing. I'm going to close Skype. Okay, it's closed. Skype is closed.
Okay, give me just a second, Doc. I got on a call from work.
Okay.
I know. I don't know. It doesn't say I'm locked out?
Yeah. So are you the VDI or the picture?
VDI, yeah, the PHI apps, and the same way I always do. And
Let me reboot VDI.
oh no, wait. No, don't do that. I got it all set up just right. Oh, it's letting me in now. Maybe it had, I don't know what the heck. It's letting me in now. So
Okay.
whatever. All right.
Your channel was unlocked. Okay.
All right, whatever. All right. All right. Thanks, bud. Oop.
Can you hear me?
Okay, how's this? Oh, geez. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, yay. Wow, look at that. We got it.
Phew.
Can you see my, I know. Can you see the bottom third of my screen where it says EQ dude?
Yeah, Matt Perelstein, EQ dude.
Does it say it correctly? Because to me, it's backwards.
Nope, it says it perfectly.
All right. Wow. Not bad. Only took an hour to get on.
Well, we're learning a little bit. We're learning.
Well, I don't know. What did we do? How did we fix it? I don't know how to do it any different this time than we did last time.
Well, first of all, I clicked on Doc Downing.
Yeah,
I chose the account. So I think I know how, from this standpoint a little better.
But when you clicked on that, you had to sign in. What were you signing into? Gmail or Google?
Into Hangout.
It didn't. Did you ever get an invitation or?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know.
As an email, or was it just that when you went into Hangouts, it said, "Oh, do you want to join Matt?"
Yeah, it was more that.
Okay. Well, all right. All right. Well, good to know. So you got to go into Hangouts, and I got to go into Hangouts before we connect. I think.
How do you add the name to the bottom?
Oh, Google. I mean, the Hangouts toolbox over on the left.
Toolbox. Let's see if I can find a control room, capture, Q&A.
720.
Google Effects. I don't have a toolbox.
Well, I think when it first came up, it asked you, "Do you want to do it?" And you said no. I think.
I did not consciously.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, I think I'm going to take mine off.
Okay.
Well, you know what?
I would change at least the EQ dude. You might leave your name on it, but change the EQ dude out. That's trivializes what we do. At least from my perspective.
How do we? Well, I understand. How do you want to say it? I mean, I was thinking you're the therapist. I'm not. So how do I?
What are you? What are you? You're a trainer, aren't you?
Yeah, I guess.
How about EQ trainer? Or a trainer, just a trainer workshop leader. Something like that. That more describes, what you do.
I'll have to come up with a better word then, like coach or something like that, because yeah, I'll have to think of something. Okay, so we're just practicing, right?
Right now, just now, you were about a third of the screen is all you had. Now it's the full screen.
Okay.
And down on the bottom, I have my picture.
Yeah. So whoever's talking, see, it gets big. If I talk, mine gets big. I get big. If I shut up and you talk, then you get big.
Okay.
Right? Is that what's happening?
Well, I don't see mine getting any bigger. It's just staying the same. So I don't know.
Really? Because on mine, it's switching. It keeps switching. I'm big right now. And as soon as you start talking and I be quiet, then you're big and I'm little.
Oh, well, it doesn't show that on mine. But as long as, since you're the one who's doing it, that's great. I don't need to see the combination. But since you're more the director of the show right now, because you set it up, that makes sense to me.
It does. The only trick part is that if we kind of talk over each other, it flips back and forth. Whap, 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 whap. And whoa, 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 whoa. Get dizzy.
And we do talk over each other from time to time.
I try not to, but we do.
Okay.
Okay. I like your shirt, by the way.
Oh, is it? Okay. Yeah.
Okay. How do you want to get? How do we start? Hey.
Okay. Let me move this over here, and I was going to bring up the first part of the. Okay. Open sesame. I know I'm smart, but.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you're getting too close to it. What are you moving the mic?
I'm messing with the camera.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to. I don't like the way it's angled, and I can put it that I can tell it's really it's a weird shaped camera, and there's nowhere to put it. It doesn't seem to have.
It doesn't hang on top of yours. Mine hangs on top of the screen.
Yeah.
It just sits on the top of my screen.
Yeah, that's what I thought it would do, but I can't figure out how to do it. Let me try this just a second. That's how I'd like it, right in front of me. You have it at the top of the center of your screen, huh?
Yes.
You might not want to watch this, probably make you seasick.
Get seasick.
Right. All right.
You are now upside down.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Okay.
You're hanging from the ceiling. Now you go.
I might have figured it out. How's that?
That looks beautiful. Where'd you put it?
Like in the front of in the center of the screen. I just farted around. It's got it goes this way and then this way or something, and I got it to lay on the top of the screen on here, and this part is facing me, and so now it's working. So it's not held on there very well. If I move it, it's going to fall off. But anyway, it's on there. That's way better. I'd still have to clean up my crap behind me, though, huh? You got nice, neat room. I got not nice, neat room.
You just can't see my unneatness.
Yeah, right.
It's a table. It's the table below my coffee table. It's a disaster. Okay, you ready?
I guess so.
3, 2, 1. I'm Doc Downing. I'm a therapist, and we have worked with EQ for years and years, actually, before there was an EQ.
Hi, I'm Matt Perelstein, and I've been working with EQ as well for almost 30 years. And I guess there was EQ technically before that, but it wasn't called that. I'm not sure what they called it, but we now have found out some ways to learn about a whole another part of our being, of our mind, of our system that can stimulate our lives and make some things hugely different. So we'd like to share some information about that with you.
Sounds great. Matt, have you ever noticed that some people with some very high IQs can do some very dumb things?
Yes, I have. I've been there, done that, and seen many people do it also. I didn't think that happened.
I was thinking of Brian Williams, that NBC evening anchor. You know, he was making a couple million a year probably in that position, and he starts lying about what happened when he was on assignment, and he loses his job. There's Bernie Madoff, brilliant man, does a Ponzi scheme, and I'm thinking, you know, didn't he think that somebody would figure this out? You know, Ponzi schemes by themselves are bound to fail. They have to fail. And then there was, I know one, Gary Hart. He's an attorney, a professor. He was part of the Congress, U.S. Senator. And guess what happened? He ran for president of the United States a number of years ago. And the media said, well, I hear rumors that you've got a girlfriend. And he said, me? No, I don't have a girlfriend. If you think I got a girlfriend, you know, catch me. And what do? They get pictures of him nude on his boat with his girlfriend. I'm going, some people just cannot figure out how to do it differently. And I think every one of us knows people, important people, that have screwed up their lives. And what we know about EQ is that EQ is a half of your brain. It's half of your brain. IQ is one half, EQ is the other half. But let's slow this down. Your brain has two parts, right? You've seen a brain. It's split. And there's the right side and there's the left side. The left side is logical and rational. It's very, very intelligent. It makes decisions about 1 + 1 = 2, to the physics of rocketry, to brain surgery. It is where you do your logical thinking. But the right brain, that's the other half of your brain. Now, actually, they're not literally all in one spot, but it's kind of nice to view it that way. The right brain does a very different thing. In fact, you can think of them as computers. Here's one computer over here, and it thinks one way. And then there's the other half of your brain thinks a very different way that computers think. One is programmed to be logical. One is programmed not to be logical. In fact, it deals only with emotions, feelings, texture, sound. That's what the right brain does. And you need both sides of your brain if you're going to make smart decisions on what's happening in your life. What experience have you had with it, Matt?
Well, I was trying to pull up a cool picture. I'm not sure. Can you see this?
No, it went black.
It's a neat way. Oh. Hang on, it's coming, I think. Anyway, it's just a great picture of the left brain and right brain that you were just describing. So yeah, so when I was little, and when most of us are little, we are taught all kinds of cool left brain stuff and good things in school, and we're taught about reading, writing, arithmetic, and good things that we need to get a job and to, you know, do good in our book learning and be a good person, or be a good good logical thinker and solve problems. But we don't seem to have had much training. I didn't in the right brain, the emotional side, the whole other side of me. I left school upset, you know, after completely going through school and all the way through college, because I didn't learn that much about myself. I knew a lot of book learning, but I still didn't know about myself very well. So the information that was in the right brain, when I started finding out about it, started to say, hey, you guys, this is really quite amazing. There's a whole tons of information over here that we are not learning about. It's not taught in schools. Our parents don't know how to deal with it. And so it's not talked about, and we don't learn about it, and it causes a lot of problems. That's been my experience. It was a lot of problems for me, and I've seen a lot of problems in other people where, like you said, they think they're making logical decisions, and they are, but their feelings are a mess, and they don't understand what's going on there, and they don't get along, and it doesn't go well. So that's been my experience.
I've worked with a lot of doctors, and it was interesting as I worked with them. The thing I heard over and over from them is that in training, they are told, do not try to make decisions when you're emotionally upset. Don't do it. Because when the feelings go up, the logic goes down. Well, that's the right side of your brain. And if you don't know how to do that, how to control or handle the right side of your brain, you're going to be in problems. Let me give you an example of what happens on the right side. Whenever you have a nightmare, that's not logical. That is your right side of your brain. It thinks in pictures and emotions, and all this stuff comes up. And especially if you haven't dealt with it, you get all these nightmares and horrible things. And then you wake up, and then your left brain comes in and says, calm down, sweetie, it's okay. It's just a nightmare, nothing's happening. And then you go, whew. So when you think about right brain and the benefits of it, all behavior is based on how you feel. Now that's a sweeping statement, and I know that. But behavior is based on what you feel. If you're scared, what do? You avoid, you run, you do whatever you need to do. So behaviors are based on feelings, not logic. When you are having a really romantic affair, and I shouldn't get involved with this woman because I'm married and I'm going. And yet the feelings go up and the logic goes down. And here you've got Gary Hart lying, doing something different than what his logic would tell him. Because if there's a discrepancy between what a person feels and what they think, it's what they feel that is going to win out, not what they think. Now, again, people are going to go, whoa, wait a minute, I thought I'm a logical person, I can do that. Well, this is why smart people do dumb things, because they do not have that capacity to go, wait a minute, I need to look at both sides of my brain, use both sides of my brain so I don't make these stupid decisions.
Right on. Yep.
So,
And so I don't think Yeah, I don't think a lot of people know that, and that's why we're sharing this information. But I also don't think that even if they knew that they didn't have the right brain information, wouldn't know where to go look for it or how to, how to find out what you need to know. So, what we've been finding is that people are they don't know that they don't know. They don't know that they don't know. And once we find out that we don't know, it's still difficult to find out how to know. So, so what it's caused, I think, is a lot of commotion inside of us, in that we think we're making logical decisions, like you said, but our feelings get in the way, and it's like addictions, divorce, abuse, violence, mental health problems, crime, even war is based on people not really understanding what they're feeling and how to deal with their own emotions.
Right on, right on. It's interesting, though, again, going back to this left brain, right brain. Your left brain is really the gatekeeper of your right brain. So if you've been in war and you got PTSD, or you've been in a rape situation or some traumatic thing where your car blew up and you saw your loved one die, something, that's in your right brain. That goes into your right brain. And what happens is you get flashbacks. This is what PTSD is, a lot of flashbacks. And people, the right side of the brain believes or thinks that what it's seeing is real. It's happening right this minute. That's the nightmare. When you were having a nightmare, your heart's pounding and your palms are sweating because it can't tell you that it's not real. It believes it's happening and happening now. Now, who wants to go back and relive a rape or a molest or a battle scene, whatever? Nobody wants to do that. And unless your left brain can tell you, hey, we need to go here, we need to change that, we need to move this around. The thing with the right brain, that it believes what it sees. It believes what it's seeing. So what happens is the only way you can change the right side of the brain to get some of these pictures and some of this garbage out is you're not going to talk yourself out of it. It will not happen. Ask anybody with PTSD. You're having a flashback. You're not going to say, okay, this isn't happening. You feel it, experience it. Your heart's pounding. Your adrenaline is going. So the only way you can change the stuff in your right brain is to, one, relive it. And who wants to do that, right? The left brain says, don't do it, don't do it. Going through it once was enough. I don't want to do it again. But unless you can change that gatekeeper to say, okay, I need to do this so I can change it. Because it doesn't matter whether it's real or imagined. If you believe, if you see it and experience it, then what's going to happen is it's going to create a new picture. So one of the things that I see you do, Matt, sometimes in your workshops is I'll see you work with somebody and help them relive that picture, but you don't stop there. Then the next step is to change the picture. I remember a man who went through your workshop that had PTSD so bad that he would sleep in his closet with his gun, his rifle, and he huddled up in his closet because it was happening right now. Well, the only way to change that was for him to do it, to experience it once and go through it, and then go through it a second time with a different ending and a different outcome. Now, I can give you several stories about that I think illustrate that very, very well. In my Saturday group that I had a lady who had been molested since 6 years old through about 14 or 15. First, it started with his stepfather, then with their brothers, and it got pretty bad. And one day, she was telling me how it started, and they'd gone. Her parents would go on a Friday night date, which is nice for parents to do, but they always left her with this uncle. And what would happen is he started molesting her when she was very young. So they had a routine. After the parents left Friday night, after about an hour, make sure they didn't come back, he would tell her, go down to the basement and get on the table down there. They had a big table. And he would go down there, and she was to take off her clothes, and he would begin to sexual molest. This started at 6. All these years that went through. And so what happened was that she relived that, and just, she was shaking and crying and huddled up and just ready to give up. And I said, okay, now let's change it. Because you are the conductor. You are the one who created it. That's your story. You wrote that. So this time, I want you to take care of that little girl. That little girl couldn't take care of herself, but you can. So what do you want to do? Well, she said, I want to be down in that basement when the little girl comes down, and I will protect her. Okay. So we visualized that. Her eyes were closed, and she walked down the stairs, got down there. And then she waited. And the little girl came. She took off her clothes, and then she heard the steps of the molester coming down the stairs. And when the molester got there, she said, she grabs the molester. Now, this is all visualization, right? She grabs the molester, chops off his penis, and chases him up the stairs, waving his penis at him. A whole different view. The nightmares, the trauma was gone because she now had a picture. Yes, she had the one picture of the molest, but she had a different picture of her strength and her power and her control. You have had other events happen in your workshops too.
Sure. Yeah, that's a good story, and it's pretty amazing that. So she relived it, and so she went down and helped the little girl out. So does that? I mean, just because she did it once, how did that affect her?
It depends on the person. Sometimes we will do it 2 or 3 times. Go through that. Now, with some of the Vietnam veterans and some of the Iraqi veterans, it took a lot of work going through it, reliving the scenarios, because there were so many of them. The more events, the more traumas that you've gone through, the harder and the longer it's going to be to get through it. A month, 2 months at the most, maybe. We're not talking about years. But you need but the left brain, the logical part, says it's okay to do that. I need to put a new picture in that side of my brain.
And just by imagining the picture, then she can, it kind of changes inside of her so that kind of permanently there's a different picture. Is that how that works?
Yeah, the same way it happened when there was the original time. that original molest or the Vietnam trauma, whatever, goes into the right side of your brain, not as logic, but as a picture, a real picture that your brain thinks is happening over and over and over again. So you go in there and you have one picture. Well, if I put another picture beside it, then it's like, ooh, which one do I want to decide? When I was a child, I was powerless. But now as an adult, I'm protecting that little child. That little child is not going to get hurt again. Oh, they've learned their lesson.
That is wonderful if you can do that and change the picture. What I've heard people argue about is they say, yeah, but that was real and this is pretend. You just made it up. How could that change the picture? Because that was real. What happened to me was real.
If you ever do, I don't know, some people have done it and some haven't, but if you've ever done a visualization, I get the soft music on, the ocean waves going, and I said, close your eyes and be at the ocean. The sun is shining, the clouds are in the sky, there's fluffy, there's a bird there. In the distance you hear a seagull cry. Run your toes into the sand. And I take them through this whole visualization thing. And they come out and they're, whew, I'm really relaxed. And I go, wait a minute, but you weren't at the beach. How did you do that? Well, the same way. But the left brain has to give the permission for the right brain to do that.
Now, you really can't change. Go ahead.
Okay. The problem is that a lot of people have some real kooky things in the left side of the brain. Let me give you a couple. Have you ever heard the one, if you can't do a job right, don't do it at all?
Sure.
Here it is. And then here it is, 10 minutes later, the same guy comes along and tells you, what's the matter with you, Matt? If at first you don't succeed, try again. Absolute contradiction. And your brain believes them both in the left side of your brain. But if trying to do it, you go, do I start? Do I stop? Do I not even begin? What do I do? This is terrible. And you raise some real problems. This is called, in computer language, it's called garbage in, garbage out. So if you misprogram a computer, you're not going to make sense when it's supposed to do what it's supposed to do. And a lot of times we have some very crazy misprogrammed information in the left side of our brain. Everyone should be happy all the time. How's that one? It's not true. But a lot of people want to believe it. Big boys don't cry. Nice girls don't get angry. If you feel guilty, you must have done something wrong, young lady. You know, you're going, wait a minute. You know, you were just raped. You were sound asleep and somebody broke into your house and you think if you feel guilty, you must have done something wrong. These are left brain garbage in that screws up the right side of the brain. So one of the first things we need to do is become aware of what we think, because what we think will determine what you feel.
Yeah, that seems to be the key to it. So, okay, so you're saying that you can kind of heal the trauma by reimagining the pictures or reimagining the story of what happened to you in the past. Is that accurate?
Well, it's usually you need somebody to take you through it. I mean, just sitting there in your chair, I cannot, I've been doing visualizations and stuff for years, hundreds of years, it seems like. And yet to try to do it with myself is really hard. If I can listen to somebody else's voice, then I can go, oh, I'm at the beach. I'm really in this mountain retreat. So you need somebody who can do this for you, take you through it, help you look at it. When I do it, I start with step by step and let the person tell me what they're going to do. Here's that little girl going to be raped in the basement. What do you want to do? Well, I want to go down and protect her. I don't tell her that. She makes that decision. Okay? Here comes
more empowered.
Yeah. Here comes the molester down. What do you want to do? You know, she makes the decisions. That reinforces, because again, the right brain does not know what is real and what is imagined. And it will buy whatever is going on.
Well, now that's huge, because in my opinion, that's just a tremendous part of this whole healing process. Most people don't think that they can have some control and power over the stuff that gets stuck in their head. If this happened to me, it happened to me, and I got to deal with it for the rest of my life. I've got this, it happened to me, so I got to deal with it. Or try not to deal with it, or for most people's case, try to avoid it and deny it and get around it and all that. But having the power and having the ability to actually change that information in your head is pretty powerful. That's life-changing stuff, right?
Absolutely. The idea that you choose to think. One of the things that used to drive me crazy was macho men would come in, bring their wife in to get her fixed up, and come in, and he would say, well, but that's just the way I am. This is the way, this is what I believe. This is the way I am. And I'd say, no, it didn't. When you were 2 years old, you didn't believe that. When you were 2 years, this is what you've learned to believe. And if you learn to believe it, you can learn to believe something else.
Right on. That's another huge life-changing thing, is that what we decided as a kid, or what we decided down deep in our system of, this is real, and this is how life is, and this is how I fit in, and this is where I belong, and this is where I don't fit in, and this is how lovable I am, and this is how powerful I am, all those kind of things that we decided about ourselves, that you're saying that a good portion of that is adjustable, changeable, helpable, improvable.
It's learned. Guilt, even guilt, which is based on some kind of beliefs, guilt is 100% learned. When you were 2 years old, you ran through the house, stark naked, nude. Everybody chased you, and you thought it was great. You thought, wow, this is fun. You had no sense of guilt. It wasn't until you started getting the messages from your parent. I'll give you a spanking. You'll wish you had never done that. This is bad. You learned what guilt was.
Yeah, there's a number of feelings I think that we come up with: guilt, shame, even anger. We're not born with any of that. It's all learned. It seems to be stuff that we figured out along the road. And the bad news is it got kind of stuck in there, and we think that we can't change it. The good news is, if we believe that we can change it, we can change it. Pretty cool, right?
Right on. Here's another one that I hear a lot. Anger is bad. Whoa. Anger is a sin. Anger, you should never get angry. And I go, wait a minute. I believed that for a long time, and I changed it, because I begin to wonder, the Bible says that you should, in Ephesians, it says, quit lying one to another and be angry and sin not. How could you be angry and not sin? And I'm going, oh, this is crazy. How do I do that? I don't know how to do that. How do I get angry and not sin? Well, here's the conflict, right? So I got to figure out what it is. I figured if lying is a sin, and anger is a sin, if I tell you I'm not angry, I'm just upset, well, I'm lying about it. I hear this all the time. I'm not angry. I'm annoyed. I'm upset. It's anger.
Well, I think a lot of people think that that's true. They believe it, and it's not really a lie because they think they're really not anger. And we've found, as you know, in working with people for so many years, that a lot of people don't know they're angry, don't think they're angry, and would love to not be angry, but that's not how it turns out once you get into it.
Yeah, and it's okay to be angry. The opposite of love, you ask people, probably 90% of the people you ask, what is the opposite of love? They'll say hate. Well, hate is just strong anger. That's all it is. Very intense, strong anger. There's nothing wrong with hate. It's just anger. It's what you do with your anger, how you say your anger that gets you into trouble. The opposite of love is not hate or angry. It's indifference. It's not giving a damn. I don't care. Go run in the street. See if I care. I don't care whether you're using drugs or alcohol. It doesn't matter to me. That's indifference. And the fact is you get angry most at the people you love the most.
Yeah, we found that out. Yeah, because it gets your heart. You're messing with things that really matter to you, and so it messes with your heart. And if we don't have good tools to be able to identify and accept and express our anger in proper ways, or good ways to do it, then we end up taking it out on people, and stuff comes out all over the place, and we blow up and all kind of things that give anger a really bad name, all the rage and hurtful things about anger. And I agree with that. I mean, anger can be the most destructive feeling that we have. It's certainly got the worst reputation of any of them. But I also think, like you said, that it's an incredibly powerful feeling that can be useful to us and can be used in a lot of wonderful ways if we use it properly. It can be, in fact, one of the most powerful motivators. Tons of things in the world have been changed because people were angry about how they were, and so they made it different in a good way. And that's a wonderful thing, and we need to be able to take that power and empower ourselves and also empower others, and to use that anger in proper ways once you learn how to be emotionally intelligent about it.
Mandela, the guy from South Africa, King, Mahatma Gandhi were all very angry people. It's what they did with their anger. They used it to get change. The fact is, what most people think about anger is put downs, sarcasm, judgments, threats, guilt trips, all this kind of stuff. That's what most people. And if I put you down, you're going to turn around and put me down. And it's just going to escalate the fight. So my grandfather used to say, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Well, we're running out of time, Matt. So we need to bring this to a close. We will be back and we'll do it again.
Great. Yep. There's so much more to this. There's so much more to this that that we're just barely scratching the surface. It's hard to get it all out. And, you know, we want you guys to be able to get this information, but there's so much of it that we're trying to make it in a way that's real understandable to you and simple, because it is mostly pretty simple. It's not easy, but it's simple. And to present it in a way that you can use it, you can make some sense of it and take it with you. after here, right?
Absolutely. The idea is that some of these concepts are also very new to people. The very idea that the opposite of love is indifference and not hate or anger. And you get angry as most of the people you love the most comes as a revelation to a lot of people. They go, whoa, I didn't know that. And then,
and our thoughts are based on our feelings. That's a huge part too.
yes.
And you can change your thoughts, change your feelings.
See,
And that are, go ahead.
See, this is not new stuff. Going back, what is it, almost 6,000 years? No, 5,000 years. It says in Proverbs, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. You think, then you feel, and then you behave. That's revolutionary to a lot of people. They go, wow, I didn't know that. I just thought I was logical and I made all these logical decisions. Well, I can tell you, some very smart people have made some very dumb decisions. And I am one of them.
I hear you. Well, that seems like a good place to end it, because that's where we started it. We came all full circle and find out that that what, you know, maybe why some of the left brain stuff is stronger, and we know more about it, and we don't know that much about our right brain, and that we can learn more about our emotions, about our feelings, about our pictures and sounds and smells that happen in our right brain, and make our lives quite a bit different by changing some of that. So I think this is a useful information, and hope it was helpful.
Okay, we'll see ya soon.
Next time.
Next time.
Okay, bye.
Bye.